My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, times like these that make you say, Lord, if the city just come by, like, we can bring control when I stray. A lot of sacrifice in the question, like, feeling like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, more friends, I be more like you. Yeah, not to put your
As we were talking about before the show, I feel like I need to go out there and check my dumpster now. Like the trash guy showed up early today. Usually they get here a little bit like closer to finishing time for us for the show, and he's here already and sat out there for a solid like 4 or 5 minutes, banging the thing around. Like it's a 2-yard dumpster. They just hook it, pick it up, and dump it, and then set it back down. I don't know what's going on. I'm really worried because, and every week so it gets picked up every 2 weeks, and every time they pick it up, it's a little closer to my garage. So every week when they pick it up, I have to go out there and grab the fucking thing and drag it back away from the garage because they keep backing it further every week. I'm gonna run this thing into my fucking building, and then I'm gonna really be pissed off.
He's trying to throw it back in the house for you, like.
Well, okay, so like there's the big shop over there, and we've got the garage door, and then the dumpster sits off to the side. But there's like a little side spot where I keep all the hay and feed and everything for the goats and the chickens, and like there's just a regular entrance to that, and this sits in front of the entrance. Well, every week when they pick it up, it's like I keep it pulled back far enough away that I can get the wheelbarrow in there and load all the shit up to go feed the dumbass animals. And every week it's backed up to it, and I have to pull it back out so I've got room to get the wheelbarrow and to get in there. I don't understand why it's so hard to just pick it up and sit it straight back down. Like why we have, because I don't have it. There's nothing like crazy in this fucking dumpster. It's literally just bags of the trash that we can't burn. Like I don't understand what is such a
it's like the company that was doing it before our city took over the trash pickup. They would literally just chuck it over, and then they would drop this like instead of like setting the can down, they would just drop the can, and half the time like my can would end up like halfway in my yard because it would like hit the ground and roll. It's like, you idiots. Like I was actually, that's one of the things that I actually think the city has done good about. Like they took over the trash pickup, they got their own truck, they got their own trash cans, and everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. Like they're not leaving my can halfway in my yard. So
ours usually ends up in the street somewhere.
Because you probably have city pickup, right?
Yeah. We are in the city, not in a big city, but we are in a city.
Well, okay, what's a big city? How many people live in your city there, Steve?
Well, I mean, it's big compared to yours, but
how many?
30,000.
I'm thinking. 30,000. Hold on, probably 20 to 30.
That's what I figured.
What's the guy?
I mean, I grew up in the city of Detroit, though, so it's small.
That's small comparatively.
Yeah.
See, like here, it's like maybe like 8,000, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the areas that we're looking to move, though, are probably 200 max. So.
Trying to get that real small town feel.
Yeah. I want to be able to not have to stop at a light on the way through town.
See, but that's where they get you. This is a 4-way stops. They just put a bunch of 4-way stops everywhere instead.
Yeah.
All 4-way stops. Not as bad, but then you have the idiots who don't know how to use one. So
I had somebody yesterday where the 4-way, one of the main 4-way stops and where we live now, there's 2 lanes going each direction. Or there's 5 lanes total, a turn lane, and then 2 on either side. And that's all 4 directions. And somebody turned, so dude that was in the opposite way. So I started to go. So this other guy started to turn out and almost hit me. And I, of course, slowed down and like just laid on my horn and stared at him the entire time and went like 10 times slower just to be a dick. So,
All right, I found it. So,
I wonder if. Oh, you gonna share something? I was gonna say, I wonder if this guy forgot to stop at the four-way stop. Apparently, this was on April Fool's, which made me really skeptical of whether it was real or not.
what is it?
So it says, like a male suspect rammed his vehicle into the FBI at the Atlanta headquarters of the FBI, and apparently they were investigating why he rammed through.
Did they find a passport on the like right next to him that was perfectly okay and not burnt? Just curious.
they were probably trying to hit up the evidence locker, and they thought, all right, we'll ram the gate, we'll storm the building, we'll clear out all the evidence.
He wanted to
whenever we're running through Target. And
Oh wow,
he
that's crazy.
He did not expect the extra security that's in place if you try to run through the gate.
Yeah,
Probably some dude that had a seizure.
No, I probably just some guy who's having like a mental episode or whatever. He just wanted to get into Area 51, but he didn't know where Area 51 was, so he's just like, I know there's a government building over here, so let's just go storm the government building. We'll find all the secrets there, right?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, like, you don't think that they have like 15 layers of security before you even get to that point? They know you're coming up the street.
Yeah, they see you. When I was going to a government building, like they would always have that checkpoint there, and they would have to ID you and everything. I would have to give my special like identification card or whatever to them to get through.
Wait,
and
you
then
work for the FBI? Oh,
yeah, see, the Fed. I had to
NSA.
NSA.
Yeah, NSA. See, I had to
we
catch
let those guys work from home.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So the reason that made the like 30,000 people comment for your small town whenever the what's the catfish chick's name, whenever that was all going on, Amiri King had posted a thing talking about the difference between Southern women and fucking rednecks and calling her a fucking redneck, and everybody started calling him like a city slicker, and he's like, I'm not a city slicker, I'm from a small town of 35,000 people. Like, motherfucker, 35,000 people or 35,000 people is 3 times as many people as live in the county I grew up in and the 2 neighboring counties combined. Like, 35,000 people is a lot of fucking people. There's not 35,000 people fuck in this county and any of the counties surrounding combined. Like, this is 35,000 people. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's a big a big fucking city.
I didn't say, I don't know.
My hometown is like 300 people, and that's if they're counting all the meth heads who are just like sleeping outside of the crack house. So, like, they're there most of the time, so we may
see.
as well
We have more meth heads than that, but they're still proportional to the population. You know what I mean? Like, we might have 1,000, but there's the 8 or 9,000 people.
Trey's talking about 8,000. The my home county is 6,000 people in the entire county. Like, and then the 2 counties that are closest by, like where I grew up, my stomping grounds, are each around 4,000, maybe a little bit less than 4,000. So like about 13,000 people total in a 3 county space. Like,
yeah, where I actually went to high school, it was a lot more like that. Like that, there was a lot less. I don't even think there probably wasn't even 3,000 people in that city, but I moved to a little bit nicer area, and it just happened to be happens to be a lot more people here because a lot of retirees live here. A lot of people who retired, they want to go fishing by the lake.
That explains your hatred of boomers.
Yeah, the retirees.
It's just because you keep getting stuck behind them driving through town. You're like, oh God, I hate these motherfuckers so much.
Like,
Now
I can't wait.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah, see that's it, dude. It's
Yeah.
I'm just like the retirement home awaits. Like you need to go. You need to go. Get out of the road.
He's like trying to drive them off the road so they have to go into the retirement home.
What's funny is like sometimes they're about to drive me off the road, but it's not because they're driving fast. It's just because they drive reckless. Like they don't.
Yeah.
I think once you hit a certain age, you should have to like retest every other year or every year, like to prove that you still have the like mental faculty to be behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah, and I don't think it should be like, hey, here's a written test, take it. It should be sitting in the car with somebody.
Right. Like
Driving,
you have to redo
like,
your
yeah.
driving. You have to redo your driving test with a with the driving
Every 2
instructor.
years,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although,
Every 2
okay.
years, like you got to get behind the wheel with the instructor and just prove, and not even like parallel park or shit like that. Like we're gonna get out on the highway, and I want to make sure you can drive 60. Like that's it. I just want to know that you can like do these.
Drive
speed
60, stay in
60
your lane.
slow for Michigan, man. You got to be doing like 90 here.
I mean, that's the speed limit in town is 45, and if you're not doing 60, you're holding up traffic. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and what's crazy is like if you have in-state plates, the city cops won't pull you over. But if you've got out-of-state plates and you're doing 60 with everybody else, you're getting pulled over. Like, it doesn't matter that all of these other motherfuckers are doing 60 or 70. If you got out-of-state plates, you're getting pulled over.
Now, is Indiana one of those states where when they bring you the ticket, they bring you a credit card machine too?
No, I've only had one ticket in Indiana. So,
Because I had I think it was Illinois where I got a ticket and I had to pay right then and there. Like I had no choice.
man, they don't trust y'all at all. No, I think
No, Illinois, not Michigan.
oh, Illinois, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Illinois needs the money like yesterday. They got teachers to pay.
So it's fundraising is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's all tickets are anyways is fundraising, but
Man, did I tell you all about my 6 years driving on a suspended license?
Oh my
No.
god, no.
Oh, okay. So I had gotten a ticket, and apparently when you get a ticket, it's not enough that you just pay the ticket. You also have to do some other dumb bullshit because Indiana is fucking retarded. So I just paid the ticket because everywhere else I've lived my entire fucking life, that's what you did is you just pay the ticket, right? So apparently you have to send in a copy of your insurance company has to send in a copy of your proof of insurance. It's not enough that you literally showed the fucking police officer your proof of insurance when they pulled you over. No,
Don't they scan it? They don't scan it.
Your insurance company has to
run
send some bullshit to the court to say that you had. Well, I don't know any of that. Why the fuck would that doesn't make any sense.
Well, the reason they want you to do that is so that your insurance goes, oh, you got a ticket here. Let's raise your rates.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly why they do
I
it.
didn't know all that. So because I didn't do that, I was then required to take a driving course, which I also didn't get notification of because I got divorced and moved, and I never changed my address after I moved. So I'm pretty sure my ex just threw away the letter that said I was supposed to do this driving course.
I mean,
Anyway.
can you blame her?
Like a year and a half or so passes. Maybe it might have been a full 2 years past. And when I didn't do any of this stuff, they suspended my license. Again, I got no notification because I never changed my address on anything. So I get in a little fender bender, and the officers who are responding are because some old woman who should have been fucking tested every other year to find out if she can actually fucking drive was just stopped dead in the middle of the fucking expressway. And it's a wonder I didn't actually just smash her, but I was able to get out of the way and just clipped her bumper. It did more damage to my fucking truck than it did to her car. Me dodging her and running up on a fucking sidewalk thing. But anyway, so the officers that are responding, they're like, your license is suspended. I was like, What do you mean my license is suspended? I've been driving for 2 years. I haven't gotten any. On August of whatever it was suspended. It's like, oh well, like what do I need to do? Like, well, if you go to the courthouse, they'll get you taken. They can tell you what to do. They'll get you taken care of. You got to do this course and blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So Stephanie comes, picks me up, takes me, and drops me off at the courthouse. I do all the bullshit and everything, take care of it. Good, right? So I don't think anything else of it. Well, apparently, with the fender bender,
They suspended again.
and that nobody told me about. The court didn't tell me. I never got any letter or anything about it. So, like a year and a half or 2 years later, I like going through a random like traffic stop, and the guy runs my license, and he goes, "Your license is suspended." It's like, the fuck you mean my license is suspended? I took care of this like 2 years ago. Like, well, I see where you did the course, but you didn't do this, this, and this after the course. So yeah, it's still suspended. I'm like, God damn it. Well, what do I need to do? And so he tells me what
Justin's
to do.
like, I've been paying insurance for this long, and I shouldn't have had to.
Well,
So he tells me all the bullshit that I'm supposed to do.
company like allow for this? How are they not like calling you like dude or like dropping your policy? Or
Because they don't care. As long as you're paying them.
I pay my bill once a month.
Like as
So
long as you pay
anyway-
the bill. Like if he stops paying the bill, then
They
they're
won't have a
gonna call
problem,
him.
but
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. I'm paying all. I got like 3 cars and 2 houses through them. They don't give a fuck.
But they
I
won't
think
cover
they're
any of your accidents because now you have you
They're
don't
getting
have.
off
A
Yeah,
money off of me.
it gives them an out. Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is the biggest win they could ever have.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
anyway-
win-win for them.
So anyway, he tells me all this bullshit I got to do. I go to the courthouse. I do all this bullshit. Pay like $300 for yada yada yada. I think I'm done with it, right? I get pulled over for rolling through a stop sign, which was where it was. It's actually a yield where I was going, but jack off pulled me over because here's a stop sign. I'm like, no, buy the fucking handbook on how this shit works. That's actually a yield for me, not a. But it would be cool if the cops actually knew the law that they're supposed to be enforcing, but that's a
That'd
whole
be
other
helpful.
conversation. So anyway, I get
low IQ stuff.
pulled over for rolling this stop sign that was 100% perfectly legal move. And he checks my shit and he's like, your license is suspended. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I just took care of this 6 months ago. There's no goddamn way my license is still fucking suspended. I go back to the courthouse and another $250, $300 later, finally 6 years and like $800 and 2 fucking traffic school courses and all this bullshit. And finally I have a valid driver's license.
So again, it's just the money. It's just a way for them to pull money out of you.
Oh my God. It was,
So like
What
the
was
people
the-
like did they just screw up? Like did they forget you to forget to tell you like, hey, you got to do this and this too?
yeah.
But the guy
time
told
when
you-
I went-
the guy
time
told you,
when
he's
I
like-
went, the time when I went and paid like the $250 and did the stuff, apparently the people at that office were supposed to then send me to a different office where I had to do some other stuff. And they didn't bother to tell me that. So like, I swear to God, if next time I get a speeding ticket or something in Indiana, I'm just gonna start burning fucking courthouses down. Like that's gonna be my breaking point, and I'm gonna lose my shit. Like I've been super careful to not get a speeding ticket and like not
That's
do
where
anything.
Justin drives into the courthouse with his truck.
Yeah,
Like
I'm,
that last
I'm,
guy just did.
I'm gonna load this fucking thing with tannerite, drive it straight through the front door, and then walk away, and it'll be like an action movie. As the whole thing goes up in flames behind me,
Ooh.
be like, all right, now
It's like the
time to start
Joker
my-
scene, like the
Yeah,
hospital
now, it's
scene.
time to, now it's time to start. This is like my villain origin story. Like, here we go.
Justin got pulled over
The
one
problem
too many
is that
times.
we're all going to get busted for it because they're going to be, it's guilty by association. You were on a show with him for a couple of years.
What was the initial like suspension for?
I had gotten a speeding ticket, and I paid the ticket. But apparently, you're also supposed to have your insurance company send in proof of
Right.
insurance, and I didn't know that. Like, why the fuck would I do that? Like,
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
told me that. It was the first ticket I had ever gotten living in Indiana. I didn't know that they had like extra special dumbassery that you had to do for paying a fucking ticket. I thought you just like, go
Go to
online,
the courthouse, pay the ticket. Yeah.
go online, pay the ticket, and move on with life like every other civilized fucking state on the planet. Like,
You feel better now? got
like
that out.
Florida's amazing. Florida's just like, just pay. Like they don't even give you points. They just want your money. Like it's like no points on your license, anything like that.
They send you a
Wait,
ticket.
really?
In the
No
mail.
points?
If you make the payment within 30 days, they won't even give you points. They just want the fucking money. It's like I can get down with that. Like
We
Alabama,
rented,
they give you
honest,
points.
We
Like,
rented-
being honest about it.
we rented a car in Florida, and you go through the tolls, and they'll just email you a thing for paying the tolls.
And
You
that's
just
how
pay 'em online.
Colorado is. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh hey, you owe $6 for this toll.
see, I don't go to the toll bridges if I go to Florida. I try to avoid them at all costs.
Well,
And
there's certain roads you cannot. They're just toll
good.
roads. You can't get around. Like especially in Orlando, there's like everything coming into Orlando is toll. So you get.
we're gonna be down that way. This summer we're going down that way. So
when we went
I
out
guess
to
so.
when we went out to Montana, like the speed limit's 80, and you can pretty much drive as fast as you want. And Stephanie's stepdad, he was like, "Oh yeah, just drive as fast as you want." He said speeding tickets are like $60. He's like, they don't even give a shit.
60.
I was like, hell yeah,
Dude, I
He's like-
wish.
He's
I
like,
wish
it's not
it
even
could-
worth it to slow down. He's like, just keep going.
Yeah, my wife got a parking ticket in New York and we never paid it. So
Go back,
It's
they
fine
probably
if you
got
don't
a
go back.
warrant out for you.
probably.
When we lived in New York, I parked on a corner one time, and a bus went around the corner and ripped my front bumper off. And I picked the bumper up, put it in the car. I got a ticket, $200 ticket for not having a bumper on my car. There's no license plate in the car, right? The front bumper, the license plate gone. They gave me a ticket for it. It was
Dude.
in the car. It's in the
If-
car.
if they
just
had that-
chilling, you know?
If
Like,
they had that rule around here, dude, my God, that so many people would have like tickets every single day.
Yeah, but you have to have in New York. You have to have if you're from the city, right? You have to have both front and back plates.
I mean,
But if you're
in
not,
New York State in general,
yeah, New York State, yeah.
yeah.
When I
Yeah,
moved when I first moved to Jersey, I had a headlight go out, and one of the guys at work, he was like, "You gotta get that fixed immediately." He's like, "If a cop sees you with driving around with a headlight out, they'll give you a ticket. It's like $200." What the
Oh yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most of the people where I'm from don't have headlight. They like have one headlight out. Like that's
That's
almost
the
like
standard. That's the
Yeah.
standard.
if you got two headlights, you're like riding high on the hog.
The thing that threw me off in Jersey was when you go to a gas station, like they won't let you
Oh,
pump your own
Yeah,
gas.
you can't get out. Yeah.
There was one.
What?
there
Yeah,
was
you
one-
cannot pump your own gas. I went and got out and went and grabbed the pump, and this dude like freaked out and lost his
Mhm.
mind. I mean, he was
Like-
screaming at me in Arabic, so I have no idea what he was saying. But
There was one big ass Shell station up there that was relatively close to where I worked, and you could pump your own gas at that one. And I went there every time. I did not like other people pumping my gas.
Yeah.
I don't even like letting my
Jersey.
wife pump gas in her car whenever I'm riding with her. Like I got this. Like you're
Yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
shake it right when you get done. Is the problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to explode.
it's
on
usually
it,
the
so.
problem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, see, they don't know. Yeah.
They don't have it. Well, speaking of shaking it, right? Go to that top link that I have in the private chat. I can't pull up anything right now. My computer is so jacked. I'm surprised it's working.
I can't pull that up. You have to pay to read the article. I mean, we can read the headline.
What? Yeah, just read the headline.
Non-binary patient who wants a vagina and a penis sues health chiefs in Canada. I'm surprised.
They want both, man. It'll be
it's
ambidextrous.
it's a Canadian
Yeah.
who argues that taxpayers should fund a surgery in a specialist clinic in Texas. Man, dude, just go back to Canada and
And use your free healthcare system.
right and
free-
get,
Yeah, you supposedly have the best healthcare system in the world. Like,
Sounds like a good candidate for maid.
no double.
No, that's the autist. Okay, that's the autist. They're trying to give maid to the autist now.
I mean, that, yeah, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Never mind.
yeah, why didn't they just suggest some assisted unliving? Like, we can take care of this problem for you. It's what I didn't really look at the article that closely because all I could see was the headline, and it wants me to.
Yeah.
Let's. Oh, fucker! I almost had it. Hang on. I'm gonna try this. All right, there we go. I got it. There's always a
Get the
shortcut.
workaround.
Yeah, there's always a workaround. All right, so let's see. Was born male but identifies as non-binary. They do not identify as one general, but literally a mix, according to court documents.
What's that Van Halen song? Best of both worlds.
I feel like this would be the worst of both worlds. So
Yeah.
he already
You're like you have one on top of the other. All of a sudden, you're like this. You just want to be like asexual. You just want to sit there and like one and the other.
It's a barnacle.
yeah, like how would that work? Like would they when they like leave the
You'd just be like
twig and
hermaphrodite.
giggleberries and
No.
like carve out a cooch like in his taint, or would they put it in
See,
the
they
belly
put the-
button? I don't understand what's going on.
See, here's what I think. They put the penis on the front, and then they just kind of have
convert his
it.
butthole to a vagina, give him some nice flappy flaps back there. And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way he wants it anyway. I would assume.
Nice, Corey. Oh, that's great. Oh, God.
You know, there are people who are naturally born with both, and usually
Yeah.
they want to get rid of one or the other. I don't
Yeah.
understand
Jodie
this
Foster or something. Not Jodie Foster, the alien chick.
Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah, one of them. right?
No, really?
I don't know.
Oh, that ruins all
Or
kinds
like
of childhood
Silence of the
fantasies.
Lambs or something.
Have you seen the thing about Sigourney Weaver in the like the filming of the original Alien movie? Like, there's the shot where she's like in the tank top and the panties, and like
Mhm.
her panties are like pulled down on her hips, and they said it was such a nightmare because she refused to shave and she refused to pull them up. So
Yeah.
so like for all of those shots, they had to just go through hours and hours
Editing.
and hours of editing to remove all of her pubes from the from those shots.
Oh.
That is amazing.
We just watched the original Ghostbusters with her in it.
She was hot shit back then. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
She has aged well.
Yeah.
she has aged well, yes, but I didn't hear that she had both.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. It is Clyde giving the information, so I don't know if
Yeah, I would
trust
be
it.
skeptical. Clyde,
Yeah.
if anything, Clyde said.
He's as reliable as CNN. So
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
He's
speaking of trannies,
People
Oh, this is
always
great.
tell me, Royce, you're a sexist. You only ever hire men. That's not true. I hire tons of women. Trans women. Why would I hire a woman with estrogen when I could hire one with testosterone? They're stronger, they're faster, they're smarter, they're hotter. Whoa, you're telling me I can hire someone who has the superior intelligence of a woman and the physical dominance of a man? Yeah, I'll take 6. Hell, I'll have the whole dozen. If you want a fighting chance in this day and age, your company needs to be at least 60% trans. Write that down.
Oh, that's great.
See, this is how we cure women's sports. Okay, you know,
Yeah.
it you know, it's not Caitlin Clark or whatever this kind of stuff. No. Just make them all trans women in women's sports, and then it'll actually be worth watching.
I know we talked about it. Remember the thing with the the tech conference where where it was like,
The guys, they're like, oh, I'm non-binary or
yeah,
whatever.
it was specifically exclusionary towards men, like no men were
Mhm.
allowed. So all of these dudes show up and identify as like non-binary or as trans women. Like the whole conference was completely overrun by dudes who show like I think it was like solid 80% of the participants were biological men, and not even like legitimate trans men. Like they were just men who showed up and said that they were non-binary or trans, wrote it down on their application to get in. Like, and
That's,
then all
that's how
the
you
wo-
play to win the game.
And then all the women and like the organizers are getting all pissed off because it was like a job fair or something type of right, wasn't it?
That's career.
It was
Yeah.
was a
Basically,
recruiting
it was like a job placement. Like they were talking to these companies, and like they were about to graduate, and they were going to get placed at one of these companies, and these guys were claiming to be trans women or whatever.
I mean, that they figured out the cheat code. Like, if the system is, once you understand that the game is rigged, now you're ready to play the game. You just have to figure out how to do a little bit of rigor work yourself.
I mean, Talcum X figured it out. We all figured it out.
See, he got the reverse. He got the reverse. Michael Jackson surgery, basically.
Revitiligo or
He did-
something. What is
He
it?
did the wrong,
Uncle
like
Ruckus call it.
a different kind.
He got that revitiligo. Ooh.
Of,
I have something here. I gotta get it into the chat though.
well,
Do-do-do. Somebody else say something. I'm busy.
Mm.
well, we might not be on YouTube for long, you guys, because YouTube might just claim
Look,
this channel.
that's always been a risk.
That's always yes.
Look, YouTube might claim this channel because they might just destroy this channel because apparently
Oh
it has
yeah.
a responsibility to manipulate algorithms leading up to the election. It has a plan to remove and suppress some content and boost what it decides are authoritative sources. Gee, wonder where I've heard that before.
There's nothing
gonna
authoritative
remove
on
the,
YouTube though. Like, if we're being real, like
Are they going to remove the thumbs down from the White House press conferences again, or from White House?
No,
videos?
they just make it
Didn't
where it
they already
doesn't
do
show
that?
up. No, they just have it where it doesn't show up. Like you can downvote it all you want, but like it doesn't show how many
They don't show the
downvotes there
count.
are. So yeah, which I like. That is literally the dumbest move that they've ever could have made.
when did
But,
they do that?
yeah, they're gonna.
How long ago was that?
That was like 20. It was 2019 or 2020. I can't remember.
It was after Biden took office
Okay,
because
that
it
was-
was. I think it was Biden's.
when?
I think it was Biden's first State of the Union was when
Oh,
they did it.
okay.
because it went like over 1 million downvotes, and then the White House was like, y'all need to remove the downvote on videos. This isn't right. It's like it had like maybe 100,000 like likes, and then over 1 million downvotes. It was like amazing.
Here's my favorite one: reward trusted, eligible creators and artists. So they're gonna reward the trusted ones. So whatever that means. So if you see somebody appearing in your
We just gotta spew
algorithm
propaganda.
or-
Like we gotta go for the propaganda route and make some
Look,
money.
we're just gonna be sellouts. Just be shills.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
just for election season.
yeah. Oh yeah, vote Democrat.
Talk about how
you know.
competent Biden is and how great
Look,
Jean-Claude
Bidenomics are
Van Pierre
awesome.
is.
Bidenomics are awesome. Just
Yeah, now you're just getting empty chip bags for the same price.
which he's gonna combat. Okay, he's gonna fight it. He's gonna fight shrinkflation.
Yeah, like he's
okay?
gonna cure cancer too, right? Remember the cancer moonshot? Yeah, he cured cancer. He
See-
cured cancer so well that now that after we never mind.
No, here. So they're making the claim now. I don't know if YouTube's gonna like that I say this, but they are making this claim that some particular treatments that have rolled out in the past few years are going to be the cure for cancer.
So I saw an article the
Well,
other
it's
day.
causing
on,
turbo cancer. That people are like getting turbo cancer from now.
But see, it's going to be the cure. That's what they're saying.
That's because nobody's gonna be alive. It's gonna kill everybody. Yeah,
It's
of
going to
course
kill. It's going to
cure
kill all the
cancer.
cancer. And then
There's no cancer left because there's no humans left.
That's what you are the cancer. That's
Yes. Just like you are the carbon they're trying to reduce. Whose phone's buzzing?
I'm sorry.
Clyde.
Clyde.
It was like
phone.
down on the ground. I don't think y'all could hear that. No,
can
there was
always
an
hear your
article about
phone.
ivermectin
You've got one of
being-
those like 1998 box phones, and whenever it vibrates, it shakes the whole house. We can
Like I'm,
always
I'm
hear.
old and I have neuropathy. Okay, I can't feel things. I can't hear things.
Do you still have the Nokia
Hang
brick,
it up.
or did you upgrade to BlackBerry?
The
That's
BlackBerry. Palm Pilot. He's using a Palm Pilot.
Oh, I had a Palm Pilot.
I had the last one they came out with was great.
Speaking of your Hitachi wand, I
you
bet there were
guys.
some of those to be found on this video call.
What is a Hitachi wand? Fat Club.
You're in chat.
Okay, thank you. We're just
You know what he's referencing.
introducing ourselves at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Joe?
Yeah, my name's Joe. I go by he, they, and I identify as 275 pounds.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Jay's kind of making fun of me, though. I know it's kind of a shock. I know, kind of a new thing.
I'm just,
Do what?
I said I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good.
are you comfortable leaving the group at the moment?
Why?
I'm not understanding why you're joining the group.
This is the queer and fat group now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I came here for.
Okay. And you said you identify as fat?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just for fat-bodied people.
Yeah, I understand. I identify as a fat-bodied person.
I'm not understanding where you're coming from.
Are you guys comfortable with me here? I mean, I'm pretty chill on my end.
I'm not comfortable, no.
Can we take like a vote?
See that is the
best. That is a great troll. That is such a great troll.
Oh, it's beautiful.
How do you find these groups? Like, I want to join. I would have trouble keeping a straight face.
See, I feel like he went on Reddit and that's where he found this. Or
Oh,
something
of
like
course.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Reddit would be the
Beautiful.
Reddit
Reddit,
or Facebook. There's probably a face. There's got to be a
there,
Facebook.
there may be a
I just
Facebook
go
group.
on Reddit and go to the "Am I Ugly" sub and say yes to everything. Yes. I'm surprised I hadn't been banned from that yet.
But see, as long as you're not like adding anything to it, if you're just saying yes, I don't think they would.
Not being descriptive, I'm just like yes. Especially the ones that are like legitimately cute chicks that are like, oh my gosh, am I ugly? Like, yeah, bitch,
yes,
hideous. Absolutely.
Because you're trying to get those upvotes. Like,
Solid.
Yeah,
Solid
You're
work.
you're working too hard for those votes.
She wants to get those Reddit awards. That's what it is. Like those those like gold stars and everything garbage. that
Always
Reddit
got like
has.
a push-up bra on and more fucking makeup than it. It's like, am I ugly? It's like, oh yes. I've seen.
Let's go back
I've
to like
seen,
hot or not, man.
I've seen juggalos that had less makeup on. Yes, you're hideous.
Did anybody buy any of the Trump stocks?
No.
For the,
What?
no.
Oh yeah, Trump took Truth Social public.
Yeah.
All right.
They finally got the merger vote in. They actually
Did you see the cities, the New York's going after him for now it's like money laundering or whatever now because he's doing this, which is
Because he's
what
doing that?
yeah, they're going to go after him for money laundering. They said something the other
go
day
after
about
every other company too. Like
it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
they need to go after literally every IPO that's ever existed. That's
well, this is like his wasn't even an IPO. Like he didn't IPO. This was a SPAC. So SPACs
Yeah.
SPACs
Oh,
are different. So
Yeah,
he,
SPAC is different. Yeah.
he partnered basically with an investment group to launch True Social
Yeah.
as a public
Yeah.
property. So when he did that, like they had to merge their company with Donald
Yeah.
Trump
Yep.
technology or whatever. So that's what the merger was about, and they finally voted on it and it approved it, and so now it's actual listed stock on the stock exchange.
That
But
would have been beautiful to get in on that like early if you had some of that shelved in the beginning.
Yeah, if you were able to buy into it right away, that would have been great because it went up to like 65, I think.
people were buying the SPAC, like the company before like, that existed before they merged the company.
Yeah.
A lot of people were buying it up, and it was driving it up really high. And then so then now when it launched public, apparently now his net worth is even higher than it's ever been because that company is worth like six or 7 billion or something like that. And so they're mad because if they're going after him because like for like money.
Well, they're
laundering or
trying to
whatever,
bankrupt him so he can't do anything. And
yeah.
every time they do it, he turns around and just
gets richer.
gets richer, does stuff like this that makes more money. It's hilarious. Like, okay, you're gonna go after True Social.
He posted. He recently posted. You know, they had that bond on him or whatever, like 175 million, and apparently he paid it all in cash.
Surprised they didn't
I don't know.
confiscate it before you could actually pay him. You know, just take it.
Yeah, like just like, oh no, this is government property. Like you can't even have that money that you.
It's just funny because every time they go after him,
Oh.
they lose every single time. They're not winning at this.
Well, they think that they are because his reputation is getting worse and worse, or like in theory they think it's getting worse and worse, like because they don't like him, but like
All
they
it's
like
doing-
him.
But all it's doing is driving more people to vote for him.
I mean, that's what I think too, but it's,
Well, they think that this like reputational thing is a big deal, but nobody but the people who are the most deranged TDSers actually give a fuck. Like even people who are like just average, moderate, middle of the road, they don't give a fuck. Like the only people who care about Donald Trump's image or Donald Trump's reputation are the most psychotic left-wing, like TDS is an actual, should be a diagnosable mental illness. Like the ones who are fully like lost in that, it's a whole other reality. Like it's
But these other people
Yeah.
have so many other mental illnesses. You can't, I mean, like adding another one on top of it, like, damn, man, like how many mental illnesses should you have one person have? I mean, there's going to be like
Canada has made.
like
there's
the statistics about how many kids who identify as trans are from a single mother home, and the single mother has like 3 different mental illnesses that she's going to a shrink for and taking medication for. Like that's,
I mean, there should be
that's
mental
actual
illness.
statistics. Like
We got to have mental illness equality, man. Like you can only be allowed to have so many mental illnesses before you have to like stop, right? Like there's got to be a point where you have to stop.
Canada can help with that, as a matter of fact. Actually, they can't. This was a big thing with the MAID thing in Canada. Was they were going to start MAID? Yes,
What is made?
medical
Oh.
assistance. Yeah. So
On the liveness.
yeah, unaliving.
yeah,
This was a big thing with MAID a couple years ago. Was the plan was at sometime mid 2023 they were going to roll out MAID for people who had mental illness, and the
Those are the only people that use it.
the doctors the doctors rejected it. They were like, we're not, like, the doctors who are getting paid by Canadian healthcare to unalive people said, no, we're not going to kill people who are
I
mentally
mean, that's what
ill."
90% of Canada. Like you would
Like, it
lose
was-
90% of Canada right there.
So the program got like the program
like,
got old, and they're trying to like rework how they're going to go about doing it, but like the doctors basically are like revolted and said, yeah, we're not going to kill the mentally ill just because they're mentally ill, and y'all don't
well, they're
want
just gonna slap other labels on them. They're gonna say they're not mentally ill. Like there was something that one got approved, actually. MAID got approved for some woman that said she was like too depressed to live or something like that. She's like
Yeah.
28. I forget. Let me see if I can find that one.
Well,
But yeah,
and so- in all seriousness, what is the difference between these are the same people that bitch about how in Germany in the 30s and 40s that they were supposedly offing people with mental illness. Like these are the same people that will bitch about that, but then go do this or want this, right? Like
Well, so the
Left's always
difference
been
the,
left, hasn't it?
the difference is
It wasn't voluntary then.
the difference is made is voluntary. Like,
Yeah, but is it really voluntary? Like, if the what do they call their health system?
Mm,
DHS or whatever. I forget what they call their health system. If
that's the Department of Homeland Security.
yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember what they call it, but it's
NHS. Well, like
yeah,
I don't know what
sorry.
like that's the NHS is for the like the UK or whatever, but I don't know what the Canadian system is.
But so the only difference is that you have somebody who is somewhat being forced or actually being forced, like because when they decide, hey, we're not paying your bills anymore, here's a better way to go do it. Just go.
Yeah,
go.
there is
go
there is a level of like kind of coercion from the doctors.
Yeah, of
which
course
is why I
there
don't
is.
like it because they're like, oh well, this is your best option. Like you don't have a good life. You're just gonna like you just need to unalive. Which I mean, like that's the same thing that therapists do, but they do it in a different way. They just kill your motivation or reason for living. But that's a different issue.
Yeah.
But
They just drug
apparently,
you up, right?
yeah, they give you SSRIs and then they send you a government phone, and that's how you go out. Anyway, physically healthy 28-year-old Dutch woman decided. Well, this is Dutch. I thought this was Canada for some reason.
Same thing.
Yeah, Dutch.
Is there a
Canada.
difference?
Dutch are more
Canada-
arrogant than Canadians, though.
I don't know about that. I don't
No,
know
they
about
are.
that.
They are. I live around a bunch of Dutch people. They're way
that's
more arrogant.
better than Canadians.
Same healthcare system either way.
Yeah, but autism and borderline personality disorder, and then she also got diagnosed with depression, and she lives in the small village near the German border. See, she just needed to go to Germany. That's what she needed. Anyway, she said she wanted to be unalived after doctors told her there's nothing more we can do for you. It's never going to get any better. I hate this mentality. This is just a general doctor mentality, though. I hate this crap. Like saying like, we can't do anything. Like, no, there is a lot that doctors can do. They just don't want to do it, or they don't want to deal with the insurance companies. That's a lot of what it is. Now, maybe in her system, because they don't have to deal with the insurance companies because it's just a single payer system, then maybe that's not so bad. But like as far as like their restraint from having to do things, but it's always something. Like they don't want to do anything. Like doctors don't want to. Most doctors, there are very few doctors. If you find a doctor that actually wants to make sure that you're more healthy after seeing them, then keep that doctor. Like I don't. They're very rare.
That's why you got to go to concierge doctors and not do the doctors and like the regular health insurance stuff. You got to go to a concierge doctor where you're paying them a monthly fee and you meet with them on a regular basis. And it's not like here's a pill to stop this from happening.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the only way. We do a concierge doctor, and that actually has made a big difference in everything. Like. She said she would sit down with us for an hour and just talk about what's going on.
Here's her problem: economic uncertainty, climate change, social media, and other issues. Oh yeah, of course.
I mean,
so the cure is
being taken out of the gene pool, right? I mean, like,
yeah, but the cure is diet. It's diet. It's getting out of the media realm. It's allowing yourself just to touch grass. I mean, that's really what it is.
The cure is finding the right therapist for the job, is what it actually is.
It's not my fault I feel like this. The cold weather triggers my seasonal depression.
So put on a fucking coat.
Meet Dr. Victor Blaine,
This guy's great.
therapist, known for being brutally honest with his clients.
If you have a headache, drink some water. If you're hangry, eat some fucking food. Just because I believe in common sense doesn't make me mean.
And I don't mean to trauma dump on my friends, but I just get these intrusive thoughts.
Hey, here's an intrusive thought. You should just shut the fuck up. Okay, so
Dr. Blaine describes himself as the Kanye West of therapy, whatever that means.
And I feel like my boyfriend cheated on me because I'm ugly.
whoa, wait. You're not ugly. You're mid.
Excuse me?
You know, like you didn't hear me with them big ass ears. Can you finish up your little yap sesh? I'm trying to go play Helldivers. I'm tired of my clients
I love
playing
this
victim
guy.
in all of their problems. Oh, you had a traumatic childhood, so you came to therapy? Well, Bruce Wayne had a traumatic childhood, so he became Batman. Maybe the problem is you.
It's not my fault I feel like this.
Oh my god, dude, that guy's
That's
great.
awesome. So much truth in that video.
This is why my kids don't come to me with their problems, because I'm just like, all right, so fucking deal with it. Like, why are you crying? This is not a problem. You made this a problem. Now go fucking fix it. I don't understand why we're having this conversation.
Simple solutions.
Yeah, really.
Well, what's that? What is that guy's name? Like, because I'll have to see if he does. He have more?
You gotta
skits
find
like
other videos of his.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on Yelp, right? I mean,
Good job. Good job. Anything else today? Anything else funny? That is, I don't want to talk about serious shit. Fuck all
I
that.
don't think so, man.
Well, there's another link. The second link that I put in the private chat. It's a fun one. Silly, but
Oh, the man making
Yeah.
calls.
I woke up at like 6:30 this morning. I had to check the phone, and it's like tornado warning until 4:45 a.m. Like, take shelter. I'm glad I woke up for that.
Man charged with making over 2,000 calls to a hotel. Man was charged with making over 2,000 calls to a hotel. Let's see, what is 2,000 calls for no legitimate purpose? He was charged with felony disruption of service and harassment by communication, troopers said.
Over what duration was this? Like, how long? What kind of period?
like a
of time?
12-hour period.
Yeah, it's like 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. something like that. Made 2,000 calls, dude. What is this? What was he? Must have been high or something. Like he had to have been high. No way. Just got high and he was like,
insane.
I'm gonna call the. He probably thought he was calling for the first time. Like, hey, can I book? Like, I don't know, whatever. Can I book a room? And then he.
I wonder if
they're
did he
yeah.
talk to them, or did he just like
I book
they'd
a-
pick up and he'd hang
I
up?
don't
or,
know.
like-
This is
The
all.
story literally doesn't go into any of those details. It just
Yeah.
says
So, all right. So I did the math real quick, and from 3 p.m. to 7:48 a.m., he made over 2,000 calls, which means he was making a call every 2 minutes.
So he probably didn't even have time to talk to them.
Right.
Could you is there a program that would do that for you, or
I mean, yeah,
No,
you can,
there's-
you can do robocaller, but they usually call different numbers. Like,
remember the Simpsons with the robocaller?
You'd have to
routine?
program the robocaller to just keep calling the same number over and over again. But I don't like.
And that's not usually what you want to use a
warning
robocaller
pop-up.
for anyway. Like,
Right.
like usually the people who use robocallers want to scam people.
Yeah.
I mean, his name is Khalif. So I mean, maybe this is the
What is his
no
he's practicing
Khalif.
Khalif, but he has a very white sound or American sounding last name, Khalif Thomas Smith. That's got to be fake.
But
Yeah, but these are the same guys that when they call you for your spam call, they're like they have the deep Indian voice. And they're like, "My name is Bob," and it's like,
Indian.
"Your
No,
name
that-
isn't
this
Bob,
is
dude."
Khalif.
It's like,
No, Khalif.
What was the movie? Was it Terrible Bosses, where they're like in the car and the guy's like, "My name is George," and they're like, "Your name's not George. What's your real name?" And he tells them his real name. They're like, "No, we're gonna go with George. Sorry." Well, it was a mistake on our part. We apologize.
That was a pretty funny movie.
Why do you
I don't
answer
think it's
spam
that
calls
movie.
like that? That's the real question.
I mean, it's a hotel. They
Because
got to answer the call. It might be somebody trying to book a
No,
room.
not the hotel. I'm talking like Steve. Like
no,
why
because
do you
I
answer
have two businesses and my phone rings all the time
Oh,
for
I guess-
one
I
of
guess
two
you got
businesses,
that.
so I have to answer half the time.
I do not answer any phone calls except for
And
my
they'll-
wife, who calls me when I'm on my way to work. The school calls. Leave a voicemail or send me an email. Like, y'all have my email address. Just email me. I don't understand why y'all need to fucking call me.
Yeah,
you need to
I
go
don't
pick
get
up
that
your
either.
child from school.
They call like whenever like there was a school outage because like, they were leaving the school. They dismissed early yesterday because of the storms, and they called, texted, and sent me an email. And I was like, Jesus Christ, stop.
A
but
text
it's
message
like-
would have sufficed. Like the people running the school correspondence system are like total boomers.
Yeah, but they
Sound
gotta
like a
protect
bunch of
themselves, man, 'cause
retards.
it-
They're
one-
like, we gotta let you know. Like even though it's funny because like you know my wife is a teacher, so like she's like my son is there in the school with her. So.
What do you want to bet
you got
they
one
run?
yacked out
What do you?
parent that doesn't get it, and they're gonna like sue the school, like, oh my god, you know.
Well,
like,
what do you want to
Yeah,
bet that,
that's
that it's a
like-
woman
That's probably
that
what it
sets
is.
all those things up? Like she's like, you have to
Well-
send like 6 different forms of communications.
They do have a female principal, but I think that's the county board of education. So I don't know. That's run by a dude. So I don't know. Maybe
Maybe they're just
I think he's just a boomer. Like
yeah.
Or
just a
like
retard.
he's like we have to. Yeah.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.